Hey guys, welcome to a brand new video. And what is this series? This is something I've had an idea for a couple of months, but I obviously couldn't execute yet because I needed a short film to execute this. And now that I made a short film, Chronometer, which came out about a week ago, it's on YouTube, it's on Instagram, it's on everywhere. I am now gonna make a series I like to call How I Made a Short Film. This is not your typical behind the scenes featurette. This is really gonna be me sitting down and diving you guys in from beginning to end. How I made a project, what troubles I went through, how I wrote it, how I shot it, how I edited it, and how it all came together. There'll be members of the cast and crew that comes in and talks about the project, and I'm really excited. It's very cathartic for me because these projects are always hard, and it's really nice for me to share exactly what was my mindset and how exactly I made a film. So sit back, relax. This is how I made a short film, specifically how I made Chronometer. So how did this idea start? Well, here's the thing. So let's flash back to August. I'm hyping up Tenet. I'm still kind of at the end of quarantine. And basically, Warner Bros. Canada announced this contest. Basically, at-home filmmakers were to make 55-second short films about the manipulation of time, which I was so down because I love Christopher Nolan. As you can see, he's my all-time favorite filmmaker. I love Inception, my favorite movie of all time, and I was so ridiculously excited for Tenet at the time. So basically, I was like, yes, I really want to make this short film. So I got running, and then I realized, oh god, how hard it is. What really threw me off of it was 55 seconds. That's incredibly ridiculous because my first short film was a minute and a half long. My second one was 4 minutes. We're going down to 55 seconds, and I already experienced how hard it was in a minute and a half. How was I going to do 55 seconds? There's certain things I can do, certain things I cannot do. It was really hard. Mind you, I'm also the type of filmmaker who doesn't want to make a film just about a concept, but rather an actual story. And the biggest thing that got me started with this contest was, how the fuck do I do this? Because all the manipulation of time, I didn't want to copy Nolan. So I didn't want to do any backwards thing that would rip off Memento. I didn't want to do some time travel or anything that would rip off Inception or Interstellar. The point I'm trying to make is that I did not want to fully copy Nolan. But here's the thing that got me started. The word Tenet. The word Tenet's a palindrome where you can read it from frontwards and backwards the exact same way. And I thought that was incredibly fascinating. And I haven't seen Tenet yet, so I didn't even know if the movie was even a palindrome or not. But I was like, what if they make a short film that begins and ends the exact same way? And that was the big thing that got me started with this contest. When starting to write this, I actually went through many variations of a script. I went through one where a guy playing basketball keeps failing and starts at the same moment again. I went through one about a death loop where a guy killed a target only to kill himself at the end. I didn't go that one because I thought it was incredibly derivative of Doodlebug, a Nolan short. I went through ideas of breakups and depression and basically, I treat the palindrome thing like it was an afterthought and more of a metaphor and something to actually motivate the story, but then length came into the issue, something I was not excited about, genericness. Basically, I'm not gonna lie, I spent days on end not even knowing my idea and scrambling how to make this damn contest. But what finally got me to do it is actually think about it fully playing into the palindrome rather than treating it like a metaphor. You see, I knew what I wanted up from the idea. I wanted it to be intense, riveting, and thought-provoking. Because the thought of time is intense, riveting, and thought-provoking. And I want to apply it to the short film. I want to create the palindrome effect and everything. And when I finally fully played into the fact that it was a palindrome, suddenly a lot of blanks started filling my head. What motivates Kidder? Why does he feel so much intensity? Why does he have a watch and keep checking the time? What is his emotion? What is his pathos? It all came to me. So it came to the story that a guy's trying to get out of his palindrome, but you see hints of why he's maybe in there. Maybe his emotional attachment to his father and how he died and how everything leads into this moment and how he can't get out of it and just living the same moment over and over again. This all came to me when I finally cracked the idea of why exactly he's motivated with it and why he's in a palindrome. And that's why when I fully played into it, suddenly the story came in and that made me incredibly excited. So I wrote the script. I'm not gonna lie, it was the hardest script I've ever had to write in my entire life because it was so much complicated complexities to the script and nuances to write in, but I wrote it an hour and I was not just incredibly happy with it, I felt a burning desire to direct this film. And I don't direct movies unless I literally feel it inside of me that I need to. I've written scripts before, but I was like, I don't want to fucking direct this because I didn't feel anything towards it. But I felt something towards it, this concept, this idea. I really wanted to direct this. And you know what? We got a script together, and now comes the shooting process. When it came to the shooting process, I hired two people. Obviously an actor and obviously a DP. For the actor, I needed somebody quickly for this shoot, and I thought, you know what? Fuck it. Like, get my older brother, he can probably do this. When it came to the DP, I needed someone who knew how to use a camera and knew how what was my mind basically. And I picked my boy Ben because I just thought he would do a really really good job, and I knew he would get what I mean because it's a very complex script that I bet you my crew didn't even understand. They'll probably admit it. So here's the thing: why don't we actually go interview them? Basically, I'm gonna interject their commentary as a talk for the film. Let's get on with it. All right, Hassan, thank you very much for joining me. I know we're brothers, and I know you were here a while ago, but it's good to reunite through Zoom and talk about this movie. So, you excited about this?
Yeah, let's do it. It's my first time doing anything like this, so go for it.
No, all right. My first question is the biggest part I have to ask you. What was your first reaction to the script when I handed it to you? And were you like confused? Were you like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I read it. You gave me the first time you gave me the idea. I read it through, and it was interesting for sure. Couldn't really visualize what was going on. It's like, oh, there's a guy, there's a watch, something happening with it. I couldn't visualize it. I was like, you know what? I'll figure it out on the day we shoot.
I wouldn't say that was going through my head because I think you and I are very much on the same wavelength when it comes to films of this
Mhm.
type. I mean, like you and I, we both helped each other work on our own respective short films inspired by Tenet. So I definitely was expecting something of that genre, but I was interested to see how you were going to pull off what you had put in on the page because it was definitely a little ambitious. I think you and I could both agree that.
The biggest challenge I felt was the backwards aspect of the script because it is a palindrome. I wanted to really communicate that with the audience how he's going forwards, but then halfway through, he's repeating the same moment over and over again. And how I was emphasizing that was really a hard challenge. I thought to shoot it forwards, but he's acting and walking backwards. Like, it was really stupid, and my brother was like, yeah, no, this is not gonna work. But to my credit, Ben suggested the idea, and I fully realized it. We ended up shooting the second half, the second master shot forwards, but it all plays out backwards. That's right. The shot itself actually started in the bed, and he just started acting forwards, banged the wall, dragged the cabinet, and then got to the table. When really in the film, it actually plays out where he's in the table, he goes backwards, and everything. The point I'm trying to make is we thought doing it that way. And was it challenging? Oh, yeah, it was.
Well, I feel like the day we were shooting, we really ran over what was going on and what was really happening with it.
Mhm.
So I had to visualize what, because I'm not, uh, I guess, that more experienced as an actor. So definitely getting in the mindset of actor, I'd never really thought of a lot of things. For one, having a camera chase around you and making sure every single part of your face, like acting, and while your body's moving and everything, it's like, damn, this is hard. You have to literally embody what the character is doing. So for me, I figured I'm a rushed person trying to get to one point, trying to find something. And that's sort of the mindset I tried to go for throughout acting. It's definitely a challenge with just making sure everything's going with the camera and for that. But I feel like the hardest part, especially in the film, I think you and Ben both know if it is when we had to reverse everything backwards, and I had to get that scene to work. I had to basically we started at the end, and basically acted towards the middle, and that all that scene was reversed in post. But for me, I had to basically flip my mindset and think, oh, I have to act forward. I have to act basically backwards while going forward. So like the drawer scene was me technically pulling the drawer. I was pushing the drawer, and it was it was definitely a lot harder than I expected. Everything had to be like reversed in my head.
I think my biggest challenge was my role as cinematographer. Although cinematography is something study a lot. I'm very interested in. I'm definitely considering as a legitimate career path for myself.
Hmm.
I had never done cinematography on a project that I didn't direct myself. So it was definitely getting used to DPing under your direction, as well as just like setting my mind to focus pulling was something that like I'm not completely used to, still not, that I got practice on set of yours.
Hmm.
My role as cinematographer was definitely my biggest challenge. It was a good one though. I'm happy I did it.
But other than that, it was a really simple scene to shoot because I knew what I wanted. I'm not some director who shoots 50 takes or something. I shot like 2 or 3 takes, good takes on each scene, just to have them just in case. But also, I also knew what I wanted, as in the scene only made of 2 master shots and little sprinkles of close-ups that I needed. That's what I needed because I'm personally a director who believes in less edits and like a more intimate connection with me and the characters. This also plays well into my directing approach because if you see my films, I'm not somebody who really bought into the shot reverse shot method. I mean, I do it, you need it, but I see movies all the time that's just shot reverse shot shots, and it's really visually unappeasing to watch. It's like there's no variety, no nothing. You don't really feel anything. It just feels all the same. That's why my films, I really want to create an intimate connection with you and the character. I want the audience to watch it and actually feel like they're in the character's head. And the best way to do that is handheld photography. And basically, this short is literally made of all handheld shots, 2 master shots, and even the close-ups were handheld. I really wanted the audience to feel the psychosis of the main character, how he's emotionally feeling, and feel this intimate connection that the main character has with the audience. And it's a big challenge, but I really wanted it. Sure, I can make my life easier by having a extreme wide shot, lots of coverage and everything. But I was like, no, I want to do a handheld approach. I really think it's my vision and how I see the script. And that's what I ended up doing. All right, so the next question I have is what was the vibe on set and what was your experience working with me and Ben even?
It was a good vibe, honestly. It was just us three in my bedroom, so it was well, Ben definitely having you and Ben together, because you guys both understood visually what was going to happen, how camera worked, and how things would work post. So it was really good guidance. Because when if I asked one of you guys a question, the other would clarify in a lot of things, and same vice versa. If I asked like the other person something, the other person would be able to clarify. So I basically had 2 people guiding me throughout. So that was very, very helpful. It was a fun set. I think we just made jokes on like, how's this gonna go? How are we gonna work this? Hey, do you think this is good? Nah. Hey, let's do another take. Let's do another take. So it was a good vibe, I said.
I did have a fun time. I think there were 2 very large pros in this situation. One, it was an insanely intimate set, literally the 3 of us. 2, I know you. I've met your brother a little bit before that. Your brother reminds me a lot of you. And so I think just like the energy and the way the 3 of us gelled on set worked perfectly. We were there to get the job done, and we got the job done successfully because the 3 of us just were good working together. I had a good time as well.
When it came to post-production, one of the first things I did right before shooting it was getting an actual composer. Because I knew from writing the script that I needed a composer to sell this. And who I went with a guy named Rav, who actually contacted me for Bedroom for Two, my last short. But I didn't actually end up going with him because I actually asked what my friends said. But I was really impressed with his body of work. So I hit him up again for this short, and he was more than happy to work for him. I had a Zoom meeting with him. We just kind of talked about my vision of the short. I gave him temp music and really what I wanted out of it. And I just let him do his thing. Not gonna lie, I did not hear his short till the last possible moment before I shot the film. So I was like, oh god, it's gonna suck. And here's the thing. He absolutely proved me wrong. This score he created, I mean, I'm biased, but I loved it. It has the emotional nuances, and it lets you feel a pathos of the character. It has the ticking time intensity that you really want out of it. He really sold what I wanted, because this was a visual experience, and with a visual experience, you sometimes need a score to accompany that, and he absolutely nailed it. I could not be more happy with him. I'm really want to work with him more in the future. Great score. So as for the editing, how did the editing go? Well, just as hard as everything else. Editing this short was really hard because you have to nail the moments, the speed, the pace, and the 55-second runtime nearly destroyed me. My first cut ran at 1 minute and 5 seconds. I need to shave off 15 seconds out of that, which was really, really hard. So I was doing trickery, some little cuts and over here, just to pace it out. Basically, it was really, really hard, but in the end, I did it. That's the good part. And also, one of the biggest challenges I had in editing was, believe it or not, one of the last things I noticed, you see the insert shots in the movies where he hugs his dad and hugs his little brother. I noticed a big mistake. I was like, ah! I left in 2 brand logos and I was freaking out because the contest has no brand logos. So I was like, fuck, what do I do? So here's what I ended up doing. I'm not gonna lie. For the logo on the Under Armour shirt of a little brother, I just zoomed it in. For my older brother's American Eagle t-shirt, I actually ended up blurring it, and it actually didn't end up as bad as I thought it would. Basically, it ended up better than I thought it'd be, and I actually ended up getting the logos removed. One big challenge I actually noticed in post was, here's the thing. When I played out the footage in reverse, at regular 100% speed in reverse, it looked really whack. It was like he was walking backwards and everything. I was like, what the hell is this? So here's what I ended up doing. I sped it up considerably and it actually looked normal. So it was like 250% speed, I think. But because of that, I actually made it look like it was regular motion. I actually learned that with reverse speed, sure, you put it in reverse in regular speed, it looks really, really whack. But when you play it faster, like it looks like it's like time's actually going back up really quickly before his eyes. It's surreal. It's a surreal emotion. You gotta nail that. And I did that, and I think it really, really worked in the end. So looking back, I've had over a week and a half to soak in everything I have in a Chronometer, and I released it and everything. And how did I look back in this film? Well, obviously, it's a thing I wanted to change. Fuck yes, there's things I wanted to change. They was like, man, maybe I should have done this in the script, maybe I should have that, maybe I should have taken that way. You know, you always gotta think about that. But here's the thing that you always gotta take a step back and think about. Just, even as hard as it was or what you wanted to change, close your eyes and think, would I do it all over again? Yes, I would do this short film all over again. I love how it turned out. I'm incredibly proud of it, especially the fact that I nailed a 55-second short film, but managed to tell a story that I feel like is my strongest work in that degree, because it made me prove that I can write anything, no matter how short it is. You can do it, and that's what I want for all you guys watching. No matter how short or something restrictive it might seem, you can do it if you really set your mind to it. And how about the reception to the short film? What did I really take in the end? Here's the thing. I released it on Instagram and YouTube at the same time, and the reception blew me away. I got 450 views in the first 24 hours, which is insane for me to think about. Like, I've never gotten those views before in my life in the first 24 hours. I mean, I've gotten lots of views, but not that quickly. And people were telling me this film is incredible. People were sharing. People were reaching out to me who I never knew before. Were like, this is awesome. Keep doing this. My friends were like, this is maybe your best short film yet, which is insane for me to think about, because I didn't have actual equipment this time. I had a DSLR, I had a microphone. That's it. But people were like, no, this is awesome. Keep doing it. And I am so happy about everything.
It was honestly it was nice because a lot of people were like, yo, you're a good actor. Yo, you're doing like, this was great. Like, obviously a lot of credit to you. I think you did very well in post.
Thank you.
Making sure like to get me to that point, but it was like it was honestly it was very nice, honestly. A lot of people were just giving a lot of support and what they're like, yo, you did like that was amazing. Like your face, your expression was good. You acted really cool. I'm like, yeah. I think it was just a combination. It's just like your editing works very well with what we were going for. I think I perceived the character the best of my ability. So it's only from there. Congrats.
It's been pretty freaking positive, and I'm insanely happy to see that, because
Thank you.
it was something that I know you didn't know if people were going to understand or agree with, and putting something out there that's your baby into the world, it's something very like difficult and emotional to do, and I'm very proud of the way it turned out, and I think you are too.
So I am happy with the short film, and it really motivates me now to make even more short films. As hard as it may seem, I can make short films at home, and I'm gonna keep doing that, guys. Reassured. I loved how this turned out, and I'm so happy that Chronometer turned out to be like maybe my strongest work yet. I'm not exactly sure, but you know what? I am incredibly proud of the short film. So this is how I made Chronometer. Alright guys, it's been a while on YouTube, but thank you guys very much for watching this video, and I really hope you guys connect with it and really get a sense of it, and even get inspired to make your own short film in the end. And I'm gonna make more of this series very, very soon, so reassured that, but I am very happy about that. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give me a like and subscribe. Click on the notification bell for alerts on brand new videos, and then leave me a comment so you guys can encourage me to make way more videos in the future. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys in the next video.